Good morning. Welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I gotta go burn the rest of the stuff down by the vineyard, but first I'll give you an update on the stuff in the greenhouse. This is one of the flats that I pruned yesterday, butterfly weed. And once you prune stuff, or once you thin, I keep saying prune, once you thin stuff, the remaining plants usually start moving real quick once you give them some space. That is starting to move. Same there. Once they get their first set of true leaves, they start taking off. Unlike these here, these purple milkweed is a really slow starter. I mean, this flat has, it's kind of hard to see them, but there's one right there, two there, but there's a tiny one right there, tiny one right there, tiny one right there. So this flat actually has a good amount, but it's definitely not a full flat. The wild lupine came up really fast, but I mean, it came up 3 in a cell, 2 in a cell, but there's still quite a few cells that they didn't come up. If you remember, the wild lupine is the seed that I had to scarify and inoculate. There's a good chance that I didn't scarify the seeds well enough, the ones that aren't coming up. What you're really doing is breaking their outer shell to allow them to sprout. So I may have done a shitty job on that. But I'll take whatever I get. And at some point, yeah, it'd be nice to split these and move them over to the other ones. You can cause damage to both of them doing that, so if I am going to do that, I would have to do it soon before they get a real extensive root system. Not sure if I'll do that or not. And on this side, the June grass, these two were planted, 3 or 4 days, maybe even 5 after everything else. So they're a little behind. We have grass here and there. This is a cool season prairie grass. And same with, I believe, wavy hair grass is a cool season as well. I'm going to have to check that out. There is one right there, and I'm hoping that is an actual wavy hair grass, because I've had grass coming up in most of these where there's no grass planted. So yeah, like right here, that is grass growing in the purple prairie clover. So there's a bit of weed seed in this. So hopefully I get enough sprouted so I can see that, whatever the majority is going to tell you what the actual thing planted is. So if I have a bunch that look the same and there's an oddball, that is almost definitely a weed. So it got to 22 degrees last night. So what I did was just put a little quilt over. These had the domes on, and I put the quilt over there. It was toasty warm in there this morning, so that worked out real well. I'm just going to leave that out here because I believe there's going to be a couple more days where it's like 25 at night. Still not out of the woods as far as freezing. Our last day of frost is all the way, May 15th is the last day of frost. But in the greenhouse here, I doubt that we would have frost past April 15th. But I'll find that out. Okay, that's about it for in here. It's going to get a bit warm later on today. It's icy cold outside right now, but it's going to get a bit warm today, so I probably have to open these windows again today. But for now, I'm going to get this into the dry bin and then head down by the vineyard and rake up and burn the rest of those piles. Okay, let's see how well she burned last night. Smoldered for a while after I left. You can see it's like hollowed out under there. I'm going to take the rake and break this all up, restack it, and I got some wood in there. I think I'll add that to it. And this, I guess I'll do the same. I don't know if that's going to want to light or not. This stuff might still be frozen inside. Oh, got a little bit of a wisp of smoke coming out of it. So it's, kind of burning like a cigar from overnight. So maybe this will light up for me. All right, let's get to it. Still frozen solid underneath, like this edge right here. And this bump right here, that's ice. When I was raking this up, solid ice. The leaves and material acted as an insulator, so now that this is clear of all that overburden, it'll heat up real quick. Probably gonna have one more burn on this pile. Not real sure on that one. That one might not even light today. Okay, I'm gonna get down to that one. But the reason that you gotta burn all of this stuff, this is all tree prunings and vineyard prunings. It carries all the diseases and stuff that the particular plant has. So you don't want to compost it or anything like that and then put it back into the vineyard, because all you're doing is keeping the cycle alive. So whenever you prune, you should burn it or get rid of it somehow. I've seen people say take it to your town or whatever if you're in the city, but then it gets mulched up and people put it back in their gardens. So it's best if you can just burn it. Okay, let's get that one done. I'm not sure why this one went out so quick. Seems like it's got plenty of fuel. I know that it's going to be frozen underneath this stuff, but you would think it would have burned longer than that. What I'm going to do is stuff this full of cut-offs and stuff and try to get some stuff on top and give her a go. Okay, that's going to wrap this up. That will smolder for as long as it wants to. There's pretty much no way it's going to spread. The ground is frozen right here. Got me thinking, you know, I'm going to be planting this with prairie grasses, and a couple bur oaks are going in here later on this year. Well, I'll be planting the grasses early, and the oaks will probably go in the fall. This is burning really nice. So I'm not going to really want to burn here except for the grasses. I'm not going to want to burn huge piles from the vineyard. So I will probably set up a burn pile area up by the top there. There's some kind of unused area right there, and it's right next to a water spigot. So, and there's no structures or anything around it, so it's a pretty damn good spot. And right now I have to maintain the weeds and stuff there, and if I burn there, all the better. There's a real icy breeze coming through here. It's in the 30s right now. Got to 22 overnight. There's still some snow down in the woods, but I can't really see. This is a east slope. The north slopes have a whole lot more snow on them, but we're getting down to the end of it. I was looking in the ditches earlier. There's snow in the ditch down here, but it's all clear up through here. It's a good sign. I wanted to burn all this foxtail today, but it's very windy, and I'm pretty much out of diesel, so I need to fill my drip torch with diesel and kerosene. So I'm gonna have to run to town and get some kerosene and diesel tomorrow. This one's going really nice. I think I'll come back here, probably about a half hour, and reconsolidate this, and this very well might burn completely down. That other one, not so much. It has a lot of frozen stuff in it. Oh, I should probably mention this. My American chestnut. If you didn't see the videos from last year, you can see there's two stems right there. The original trunk got bitten off by rabbits last winter. They girdled it completely. And then this shoot came out of the side along with a bunch of other ones. And this is how much that shoot grew in the 1 year. This is about how tall it was when it was girdled. So it looks like it's going to make it just fine. But this screen, this hardware cloth, was drooping down, and I don't want it to rub the top of the tree off. Then you get a weird shape to the tree. So that's why I just threw this stick in there to keep it high up. Once the grasses start growing, I can take this top off. Otherwise, the deer just love brand new shoots, and they'll come and bite the top off of it. I'll put some stinkum on there as well, the anti-deer spray. But I've had, 8 of these or 10 of them. They kept sending me replacements. They really don't want to grow here. The American chestnut is endangered. It's got a blight, and it's been that way for over 100 years now. They resprout from their roots, so they'll just keep growing. But they've been trying to create a blight-resistant variety for many years. And what is it, the American Chestnut Foundation? You can get seeds from them. They're expensive, but that's what I did, and this is one of them. And I have 3 down along the road down in the woods, but they're nowhere near as big as this one. This, I believe, is 4 years old. So, awful small tree for 4 years old. Okay, now that will wrap it up. I got a ton more stuff I'm doing. We just talked with the concrete guy today for the Shelter Logic wood shop. It's going to be a wood shop and a tent with a concrete floor, and then in either 2 or 3 years we're going to expand the concrete 4 feet all the way around down as a frost wall and build up, and we're going to build a garage and wood shop on the 2nd floor and guest quarters on the top floor. So all that stuff's coming up as well. It's going to be a real busy spring with the addition and the shelter wood shop going up. So make sure you subscribe and click on updates so you're notified when we post new videos, which is usually every day. Thanks for watching and have a great day.